start with a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It is so good to be here tonight in our space, in our sanctuary, and to be here with my friend and colleague, Scott Goldberg. And yeah, it's good to be receiving in this space that sense that we are having moments of hope, because it has felt like I was in the car with Reuven and Zeke going to school, and Reuven just said, "Dad, it seems like enough. It's enough with COVID. Like, it just feels like it should be over." And I was like, yeah, I really wish it was over. So these moments where we are in prayer together, where we are laughing together and singing together and marking Shabbat, remembering Shabbat, it is really nice to be in this space so familiar to all of us. And we're in a moment where we are called out of the depths of darkness to find sparks of hope and find new ways to live and to be and to sing. And we are calling all of us to sing a new song, a Shir Chadash, on page 344.
Unto God all the earth, I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and will all the earth unto God a new song. Shiru Adonai, we continue with this sense of seeking hope to leaning into joy, pursuing the activities of the Kabbalists in the 16th century who headed out into the fields and they dressed in white to welcome in the Shabbos bride, to just meet it with that ecstatic feeling that you would have when you go to a wedding, and that sense of possibility and newness and creation and the tethering of family and friends together. And that is what we're called to do tonight with Lecha Dodi, which you'll find on page 20 and 21. And we'll be doing verses 1 and 2, and then on the top of page 21, verse 5, and then on the bottom, verse 9. Lecha Dodi, Likat Kana, Yarada, Yarada, Yarada,
B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'nelcha Ki Mekor HaVeracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh B'machshava Tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Verse 5 Hitoreri Ki va'orech Ori Shir daveri K'vod Adonai alayich nika Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. We'll turn to the entrance and we'll recite verse 9. Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lecha Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yadada 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 B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. In the rabbinic tradition, not all prayers are treated equally. Jewish law teaches that actually all of tonight's service so far, everything we've done up to this point, candles and kiddush, lecha dodi, it's kosher for us to do by ourselves. The Baruch Hu, our next prayer, it's one of those special prayers that requires a minyan, or a quorum of 10 or more people. It's as if when we recite the Baruch Hu, we're reminded, we're being told that we're actually a part of something bigger than ourselves. The Baruch Hu is a chance for us to remember that when we recite it, we are not alone. We are together in community. We'll continue rising no matter where we are, and we'll recite the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, on page 28. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. ידידיי, דיי, דיי, ידידיי, דיי, דיי.
This past week, we had a call with over 200 members of LA Voice around LA County, this interfaith organizing group that we're part of, and they start with a lot of prayer reflection. And I saw one of our members from Leo Beck Temple, and I know he told me before he would start working with our organizing that he didn't believe in God. And I thought, fair enough. That's why you're a member here at Leo Beck Temple. Totally comfortable. And I said, that's not a problem. You can believe whatever you want. But we are working with other faith communities, and they're going to talk about their relationship with the divine and how it animates them. And I saw that he was on this call with 200 people from around LA County, Muslims and Christians and Black and white and Asian and Latino. And I sent him a note, and I said, there's going to be a lot of God talk, so you should watch out. But you might want to think of just God equals love. So if you focus on love, that might work for you. And he wrote back, amen, brother. And I love that. I really felt like he was saying people are going to do what they're going to do. And made me think of this poem that I want to read before the Shema. So whatever you want to do to just like settle in from a very long week into your chair, if you want to close your eyes, if you want to rest your gaze gently a couple feet in front of you as we prepare for the Shema, I'm going to share this poem by Chalin Harkin called The Worst Thing We Ever Did. The worst thing we ever did was put God in the sky out of reach, pulling the divinity from the leaf, sifting out the holy from our bones, insisting God isn't bursting dazzlement through everything we've made a hard commitment to see as ordinary, stripping the sacred from everywhere to put in a cloud man elsewhere, prying closeness from your heart. The worst thing we ever did was take the dance and the song out of prayer, made it sit up straight and cross its legs, removed it of rejoicing, wiped clean its hip sway, its questions, its ecstatic yowl, its tears. The worst thing we ever did is pretend God isn't the easiest thing in this universe, available to every soul in every breath.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Sing the song of men and women join in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Let us join together for our song of redemption, Mi Chamocha, on page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדון, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדון, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די. This past weekend, I did something brave. I went camping. And when I went camping, I realized that I am so prepared. I might even be over-prepared. I had my backpack. It was full of just about anything you could think of. I think we had double the amount of food we needed, double the amount of stoves, double the amount of water. And so we felt like we were on top of the world. And what happened that night, I couldn't have prepared for. We had set up the tent, we put the rainfly on the tent, and we woke up, and we were in a pool of water. It had poured that night. And I bring this up tonight because Hashkivenu is our prayer where we consider the role of shelter in our lives. When we need it, when we pray for it. In her poem, Hashkivenu for Hope, Sarah Stock Mayo teaches, help us to lie down at night in comfort, safety, and peace. May the dreams of our children be sweet tonight and tomorrow and the day after. May their future be bright for them and for their children and for generations to come. Spread over the shelter of your comforting presence. Help us to know that it is okay to let go, to breathe, to be, to just be. Journey with us into our sublime subconsciousness, and let us live in this liminal space of neither here nor there. For when we are with you, we are never truly alone. Guide us, watch over us, protect us. Allow us to rise in the morning with the fragrance of a new dawn, a chance to hope, to create ourselves anew, again, again, and again. Hashkivenu, our prayer for shelter. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Amen. That was beautiful. And I can see you just and Liz soaked in that tent. I'm glad that you're here and you're okay and you're dry.
I'm dry.
You're dry. And we are now coming to our Amidah, our standing prayer. So I invite you to rise of body or spirit and prepare to just open your hearts for this Amidah and to speak into the silence after we come into the prayer together in whatever way you need to, knowing that your words will be received. We join together on page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Haste Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We'll continue silently with the words on the page, the words on our screens, or the words of our hearts until we reach page 60. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. לרצונים רפים רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצונים רפים רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך.
That was beautiful. My spirit was dancing. Thank you. This week's Torah portion, Mishpatim, tells this very, feels like it could be a scene out of something in our own lives. We see the Israelites recently liberated, and they're just figuring out how to receive manna, this heavenly nourishment. They are, kind of reacquainting themselves with what it means to be free people. And they have to totally reimagine their lives after hundreds of years enslaved. And they are human. And so there are disputes. And so everybody of the hundreds of thousands of Israelites that are there come to Moses. This long line stretches out, and he's at the front of it, listening to this side, listening to this party, trying to discern what to do and adjudicate what's happening. And it is just a hot mess. The line stretches on forever. Everybody in that line is unhappy, and he is overwhelmed. He's there from morning to evening, and nothing else is getting done. And Moses has a lot to do. He's a busy guy, you can imagine, and he has a family. So there's a lot of pressure on him. Now, it happens to be his father-in-law, Jethro. Did I say his father-in-law, Jethro, comes in and says, Moses, like, mazel tov on liberation. That was great. You did great with that. But this is not working. Like, you have to imagine a new way of doing it. You need to delegate. You need to let other people help you out. And when there's something big that you feel like you need to consult with the divine, then great, you can do that. But otherwise, you need to delegate. You need to hand that off because you are the leader. And Moses takes this advice, and he sees that a burden is lifted from him. And this is a gift to have a father-in-law that can give you that type of advice. But often, the people who really see what's happening in your life, the stuff that you miss yourself, and can tell you how it really is, those are your dear friends. Those are the people you want to keep close. And I remember when I was studying in Israel once, something really scary, a scary health incident happened with a family member. And I was so upset that I was so far away from where they were back in the States. And I was talking to one of the professors who was a very dear friend of mine. And he just said, "Have you booked your ticket yet?" And I was like, oh, right. Like, I just need to book a ticket and go home. Like, everything else that's happening here is secondary to that. And I booked that ticket, and I went back and packed my bag, and I got to the airport. And the next morning, I was blessed to be able to be in New York. It was an incredible privilege to be able to do that. And this friend helped me see that was the most important thing I could be doing. And our teachers, our rabbis, again and again talk about the centrality of friendships, the importance of friends in our lives. In the Talmud, it is written, "I have learned much from my teachers, but from my friends more than my teachers." In Ecclesiastes, it says, "Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his or her fellow, but woe to them that is alone when they fall, for they have not another to help them up." These words from our ancient rabbis are so fresh today in this time where many of us are so isolated and really need dear friends to remind us of our past, to see us for the wholeness of we are when we feel so unseen in this moment. And I was on a group of Leo Back Temple members last night for our weekly meditation on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. And we started by listening to Carol King, You've Got a Friend. And her words are so powerful. And as I'm reading these words, I just want you to think about who are the people that come up just immediately as you're hearing these words. Who are the friends over the course of your life? Maybe you're not even friends with them in this moment, but people who have played these pivotal roles in your life. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know, wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. You've got a friend. So even Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest of all prophets, like he really needs a friend. And we all really need friends to make it in this world, to see ourselves and to just figure out a pathway through the wilderness. So I hope you take a little bit of time over these next 25 hours to think about all those people that play that role in your life, who have shown up for you, and for you to think about who are the people that you want to show up for. Who are the people you want to carve out that time, and whatever time of day it is, that you will come running to them. May it be that this is a Shabbat of friends, of laughter, of love, of being seen and seeing others. Amen. With that image of Moses trying to make his way in the wilderness, and that idea about showing up for others, let us take a moment to think about our beloveds that are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. For our Misha Berach, we invite you to take a moment and speak their name out loud so that we can also hold them with you. We join together for the Misha Berach on page 253.
Misheberach Avoteinu Mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
Invite you to rise of body or spirit for the Aleinu that you will find on the bottom of page 282.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
In preparation for Kaddish, words by Howard Thurman. I share with you the agony of your grief. The anguish in your heart finds echo in my own. I know I cannot enter all you feel, nor bear with you the burden of your pain. I can but offer what my love does give, the strength of caring, the warmth of one who seeks to understand, the silent storm-swept barrenness of so great a loss. This I do in my quiet ways, that on your lonely path you may not walk alone. As we recite Kaddish this evening, we especially remember longtime LBT congregant Marilyn Bergman, wife of Alan Bergman, and Doris Sawson, mother of Leah Fisher, Jessica Davis, and Daniel Sosin, and Julia Breen Miller, daughter of Mark Miller and Colleen Breen Miller, and granddaughter of LBT member Lois Miller, whom death has taken from us recently. We link their names with Florence Belson, Bayard F. Berman, Charlotte Brar, Harry Brickman, Carolyn Bronstein, Marion Kaplan, Leonard Castro, Michael Davidson, Peter Davis, Emily Fagenson, Ernest Flesch, Leonard Freeman, Alan Gershon Goldenberg, Arthur Gottlieb, Paul Green, Elizabeth Hirschberg, Orna Kaplan, Sarah Klemer, Marion Koplove, Nathan Levy, Bernard Litton, Jonathan Losk, Hillary Gottlieb Lautenberg, Stanley Mandel, Sylvia Martin, James Maslin, William Myers, Sylvia Nessenson, Jeannie Pleasance, Abraham Rosman, Renee Schwartz, Lenore C. Gann, Ruth C. Seltzer, Don Shagrin, Shirley Schulferman, Morris Stock, Claire Schulman, Betty Siegel, Ned Silverman, Nancy Stern Warner, Craig Watson, Adolph Holtz, Mickey Wapner, Bill Wedby. If there are names that you would like to add to this list of beloveds that you are in a stage of remembrance, I invite you to speak their name aloud. I invite you to rise for the Kaddish tome on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. V'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivarach leolam olmei almaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit roman v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal shmei dekudisha v'richu. Le'ela min kol berachata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, dam yaran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May their memories continue to be a blessing in our lives.
May the one who offers blessings up in the high heavens also offer blessings unto us, unto all the people of Israel, and unto all the people of the world. We'll close with Oseh Shalom, our prayer for peace, our prayer for completeness, our prayer for wholeness. Oseh Shalom bimroma. Hoyase shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav. Hoyase shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav. Hoyase shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom. Great to be with all of you. Have a really sweet, nourishing Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom.